We all have tales. Well, there I was, having lunch. Just me and Clint Eastwood. And a couple other stars. Maybe 20 extras. Oh, did I mention the whole film crew was there too? But still, I'm the one sitting next to Clint Eastwood at lunch. So after all the usual talk about where the good fishing spots are and where the good golf courses are nearby, talk finally got around to music. There was a piano on the set, and I was playing some. Clint came over and played a little too. Some nice jazz and boogie-woogie. He got asked about his music, and if I remember correctly, the story went something like this. From an early age, he was really more interested in jazz piano than pretty much anything else. He'd sit around and play with jazz records, largely self-taught by ear. His mother was a musician too, though. So after the Army, he's kicking around L.A. with a couple of other Army buddies. One of them was David Jansen, who went on to be The Fugitive, and the other buddy was in Adam 12. So Clint's doing a little jazz piano at a couple jazz clubs, and he's doing a few bit-part acting. Pretty soon, the bit parts grew into larger parts, and he landed Rowdy Yates on Rawhide. And the music really just wasn't going where it should have, and he could see the writing on the wall. So after a short flight overseas, and 3 of those spaghetti westerns, he was a star and had some pull, and he had an idea. The Any Which Way films were full of singers and pickers. Bird about Charlie Parker, a lot of great jazz. A Honky Tonk Man was full of Nashville icons. Clint used his acting, producing, and directing career to have great fun making music with a long list of notable singers and musicians. And now he's doing a lot of his own film scores. Mystic River soundtrack is full of Clint's solo jazz piano. You get the idea. You can see where I'm going here, can't you? Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade out of it. And even if you got a lot of talent and luck, that still doesn't mean that you aren't going to have those kind of days. Clint and this other bit actor got called into a studio executive's office one morning. The executive looked at Clint and said, "I'm firing you both. Clint, you got squinty eyes and a great big Adam's apple. Nobody wants to look at that." Turned to the other guy and he said, "Burt Reynolds, you can't even act." Well, about 10 years later, Clint and Burt were the 2 biggest box office draws in the world. And I've heard rumors that the guy that was the studio executive was running a lawn service at that point. It's like Clint says, I don't believe in pessimism. If things aren't going your way, forge on ahead. You want a guarantee? Buy a toaster. Yeah, who needs dignity when you can be in show business?